Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Afifah Hamiza binti Zainal Abidin. My number matric is B0621103007 and I'm going to talk about the positive impact of online game toward innovativeness in education among UTeM students. This video is for Dr. Nur Hashimah binti Muhammad and TS Dr. Muhammad Fazli bin Sam. About the abstract is online game has become an integral part of modern education, especially among UTeM students, which is University Technical Malaysia Melaka. In the study, we are going to explore the positive effect of online game on student innovativeness within an educational content. As we know, internet has become a very common in the modern era, says it can provide a wealth of information, make it a central part of the many people's life, which is everyone is very dependent on the technology. They need to search. It is not a want, it's actually a need, because we are already relying on the technology, and the technology have a very many connection on the other world. As we want to do the VC or the calling, we need to have the internet. It can be said internet are very important thing to us. Hence, this is the first point of my introduction. Second point is online game. What is online game? Online game is a video game that have been played over centuries, and it can be played by solo or with friends. It can be played in any devices such as mobile phone, PCs, laptop, PlayStation, Xbox and so on. The player or the host can invite their friend or any guest they want to play with them, as long as they have the access the internet, which is I explained in the first part of my point. The third point is advantage of online game. Playing online game can make the player feel closer to their desired personality characteristic, which is their ideal self. It can lead them to have amusement and enjoyment while playing the game. The famous online game in this generation is Mobile Legends, Bang Bang, Call of Duty, Defense of the Ancient, and Free Fire. This kind of game actually challenge the player against their opponent in either single play mode or multiple mode. And these games are actually popular. Actually, this game have become the e-sport game, and it actually like to develop the critical thinking and teamwork within the team to play in this game of the e-sport. And the last point is how can online game can be educational. For I can be the example. Kahoot. Kahoot is a fun, quick, and interactive game that can be learned through classroom and letting students know what to do and what to learn in the class. And this kind of game can actually increase student interaction and innovation of themselves. The problem statement is actually the internet can become from a safe haven into the destructive endeavor, as online game can give a negative impact such as family neglection, quitting your job, health issues, commit crime, and even to death. We are going to talk about two problem statements in this topic, which is the first is absorption of online game. Trusting online game to be absorbed into educational setting for student innovativeness, it can be right. It's like too good to be true. And the second part is the positive impact of online game into the educational setting. The student may encounter something negative that can be found in this, such as time management, addiction, have the potential to hindering impact as gamification, and also thinking online game is a burdensome to them, as some of the students prefer the traditional way rather than digital way. The research objective is to analyze the impact actually can give a huge positivity to the student by playing online game. Like online game is not talk about negative, it can be positive. Every negative have positive side, so we need to talk about the positive side more. And the second part is understanding how online game can give university students to explore their imagination, creativity and inspiration to express themselves in their life. I mean like they only can express themselves in the game, and somehow they are too scared or too nervous, have anxiety to express themselves in the real life. So the research question is, to what extent of online game influence student creativity and problem solving skill? I mean like we keep talking about creativity, problem solving, strategic thinking, but to what extent? Until what we want to know, what is the limit, what is the pinpoint of their creativity and problem solving skill. And the second is, what are the psychological and social effect of online gaming on student innovativeness? We need to talk about how can online game can give positive effect. Maybe they can be more confident, can have more strategic thinking, sharpen their thoughts, and maybe have their own stand. We need to keep talking about it. For this part, the first is strategic thinking. Online game not only give happiness and relaxation while playing the game, but also give the player to think of new strategy to play the win in the next game or the level. Like if they lose this game, the current game, the next game they need to think of how to think a new strategy and how new tactic to defeat their opponent, which is this lead to the player to encourage themselves to have independent thought and judgment of themselves. And this actually like have the psychology effect that if they think they can do it, they can do it. And the player also need to keep reflecting on their skill, which is their tactic, strategy, and summarize to be the other players. Second is boost confidence. By playing with online game, it actually a most straightforward way to raise the player's self-esteem. And to be exact, the player will get a lot of satisfaction on themselves if they finish a difficult task in their game, which is lead to their boost their confidence. Like, oh, I already win this, I beat the other people, I can do anything that I want. It actually boosts their self-esteem and their confidence in their mindset. And it kind of actually similar to overcoming the obstacle in the real life, which is greatly can boost the player's self-confidence. There is the improvement of interaction. By playing online game, it can actually strengthen the sensation of the engagement and establish the importance of social connectivity in the game. Like while you playing Mobile Legends, Call of Duty, Free Fire, you must speak with the other player to know about themselves, right? It actually like indirect way to interact people in the game. But people tend to have online friend than real life friend, because to have a conflict between them is minimal. So it is actually can be a good improvement to normalize this, as this kind of online game can create a friendship between players. The last part is the introduction to educational tools, which it can be a safe and enjoyable learning environment to help students learn from their mistakes, handling tasking, taking risks, be creative and innovative, and love learning more, which is can lure the student to be more interested in the studies that are based on the game-based learning education. Also the educator can take advantage of the game-based education to facilitate problem solving, and it can interest the student interest in their classroom. These are the theoretical framework of how independent variable related to the dependent variable, which is I've been talking about in the previous slide. Four hypotheses in this study. The first hypothesis is there is a positive relationship between online gaming and strategical thinking. The second hypothesis, there is a positive relationship between online gaming and boosting confidence. The third hypothesis is there is a positive relationship between online gaming and improvement of interaction. And the fourth hypothesis is there is a positive relationship between online gaming and interaction of educational tools. In this slide, we are going to talk about the research methodology that will be used in this study. The first is the method. The method will be used is the quantitative method, which is the questionnaire. The second is the location. The location that will be used to this study is University Teknikal Malaysia Melaka, UTeM, which is stated in the Durian Tunggal Melaka. The third is the respondent. The respondent is a university student. Also, the sampling method that will be used is the network sampling method, while the data analysis and interpretation is the multiple regression analysis and Pearson correlation analysis. And the last one is the validity and reliability, which is the content validity pilot testing. In the study, I will spread out the questionnaire to the 370 students by using the WhatsApp and Telegram social media. In conclusion, this chapter is present the method that will be employed in this research study, which it aims to explore the positive impact of online games toward innovativeness in education among UTeM students, which is I'm going to collect 370 data from the questionnaire, which is by using the quantitative method, and with that I'm going to capture the student perspective in impact in implementing the innovation of online game in education. These are some part of my reference that I've been used in my report final year project 1, and this reference is very useful and informative to me to do the collect the information of the previous researcher about the online game innovation, education, and so on. And that's all for me. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.